Hey my loves, how y'all doing today? Hope y'all had a great day. I've had a productive day. My day has been good. I hope y'all's have been good as well. Today what I want to talk about is yesterday my sister Life of Tashana sent me a video of some people, a person that I used to watch back in the day, and I haven't watched them in a minute, but I did kind of see a little clip, a little video, whatever. Her name is Melissa and Terry. That little they had a show on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and I used to watch them because it was funny to me. I liked the way her husband used to call her name or whatever, and how the little skits that they used to put on and stuff or whatever. But the video that was sent to me was of Melissa, his wife, his ex-wife, talking about how she is free from him and how he was a crackhead or whatever. And so for my subscribers who know me, you also know that I've dated a crackhead in my life for 3 years. Down hard, riding it till the wheels fall off with this crackhead or whatever. And so when she was explaining some of the things that she went through with Terry or whatever, allegedly, because I don't know these people, I'm just telling you, I'm piggybacking off of her story and how it brought up some things that happened in my relationship with, I went through the situation with the crackhead in my life or whatever. And so she was talking about how he would steal her money and she would have to hide money in different places and stuff like that. I also went through that. Like, I used to hide the money, and she said she used to hide her. She used to have to wear 2 bras. Me, I tried that. Sir found the money every time I hid it in the house. As long as it was in the house, he would find it, because he would tear the house up from the floor up to the ground down. He will tear the house up looking for my money, my wallet, my keys, or whatever, because he has totaled one of my vehicles. He's wrecked one, totaled a whole nother car. And so after that, that was a no for me, you know what I'm saying? And I have the stories on here about that too or whatever. But I used to have to hide my keys, my money, everything, anything of value, I had to hide it. And she was also talking about how she had to do the same things too. And so I remember I had to go and literally bury my money in the yard. That's the only way he couldn't find it. He would ask me all the time, where you hid the money at? Where you hid the keys at? He would come ask me like I'm gonna really tell him. But you know what? When I used to hide it in the house, because we would fight, you know what I'm saying? We would physically fight. And so anytime I told him no, because at one point I was a what you call it, a hinder, or I helped supply his stuff, just like she was saying. Like I was enabling him with his with his habit or whatever. And so in the beginning, before I knew what was actually going on, I actually condone the foolishness, because when you're in that situation, you can't beat them. And so it's like, it's real nerve-wracking. Like, you go through so much with these addicts that sometimes just giving them the money for them to go and do it is your little piece in the situation. It ain't full-blown peace, but it is your little piece for that moment, because they will keep nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging and nagging at you until they get what they want. And sometimes they will get physical and crazy towards you if you don't give them what they want. So you have a choice to make when you're dealing with them. At least I did. It was either give up my money or fight. I chose to fight after I gave up. I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna support your habit. I had 2 habits, and I was supporting each and every one of them. I was smoking cigarettes and I was drinking alcohol. I could afford my habit. He couldn't afford his. So you want me to keep, giving out my money for your habit, but your habit is turning you against me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, you stay because you think love will help people. Love don't help these people when they're in those situations. Toxic relationships, narcissists and alcoholics, drug addicts, those people have to be helped on. They gotta want to help themselves. Ain't nothing you can do. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. You can put out the idea, but you can't make them go ahead and do, you know what I'm saying, do the thing that you're trying to get them to do. It just don't work that way. But they manipulate your mind to make you think that you can actually help change them. You can make it better. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, while you're trying to make it better, I still need you to let me hold $20. Let me hold $30. And then what I like, not really sarcastically, is, okay, let me get 20 and I'm gonna give you 30 when I get some money. Mine used to make deals like that with me all the time, and I fell for him because he was like, if things don't add up and they don't hold their word, you won't do it over and over and over again. If he is making it happen, if he tell me let him get 20, he bringing me $30 back. Sure enough. So if he would never stand on his end, then I would never do it. You know what I'm saying? But anytime he came and was like, all right, let me hold 5 and I'm gonna give you 10 or 15 back or whatever, he used to do it. That's why I used to go for it, until I just said, you know what, I'm not supporting this mess no more. Because now we fighting, we arguing about dumb stuff. She said he used to be, her husband used to be checking the bed, up under the bed and in the closets and stuff. She said he wanted to, he boarded up the windows. Well, not boarded up the windows, but he put nails in their windows. Mine's, the one I dealt with, he was trying to take the doors off the hinges. He was trying to paint the windows black. He wanted to cover the windows and all kind of stuff with foil. I went through all of that. And the fits that they have when they can't have their way, I told the story on here about the pickles. I love pickles. I love certain ones. And so he got mad because I told him no, that I wasn't going to give him any money, because at that point, I'm done supporting your habit. We too far in this thing now, and I'm not feeling it no more. So no, I'm not supporting anything that has to do with that anymore. No rides, no money, no nothing. I don't want to even see these people, because it got that bad. Once they get comfortable, it's like once you find out and you know, and it's out in the open now, that's when things get real. That's when it get real, because that's all they need from you. When I first got into the relationship, I did not know he was a crackhead. I thought he was an alcoholic and a pill popper. But I was fooled. I was fooled, because I've never been in love with a drug addict before or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that, you know, he told me a sob story about his grandmother and all this shit stuff. And so I'm like, okay, this man is really, he got real trauma behind his grandma's death or whatever. And that's what he always used in the beginning of the relationship. Because it worked, he kept using it till it got played out to me. Like, when I say it got played out to me, like, it started making me like not even feel bad that his grandmother was, you know, was not with us anymore. And I hated feeling that way, because I really do care that she's not with us anymore, but he's used her as a crutch so much to the point where it does not trigger me in that way anymore. Like, I don't care that she's going, you done said this so many times, it's been years. And he was acting like it had just happened when we got into the relationship. Come to find out, his grandmother had been gone for over 5 years when I came into the relationship with him, but he was using it as a crutch to get him what he needed. If he start busting out crying or whatever, oh, I need it, stomach hurting, all kind of stuff. But I got those videos on here that I've talked about those things or whatever. But when she was like, she had to hide her money, that was something I went through. When she was like, he was checking under the bed, always assuming that she was cheating on him, I went through that. I told the story on here about how the crackhead used to hold tight to my phone and my wallet in the beginning of the relationship, but throughout the whole relationship, he always had my phone, especially when I went to sleep, especially when I went to work, because my crackhead used to go to work with me. He used to sit in the car with me throughout all my shifts, and I was working 2 jobs, so we would go from one job to another job, and he is sitting in my car all day long, riding off in my vehicle. He got my phone and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So he thought I couldn't see him, but you know, if I'm on the register, I can't just run outside and and stop him or whatever. So all I had was my phone number to call my phone and tell him, bring my car back here. So one day I was, the register I was on, I could see the parking lot and I could see my car, and while I'm serving a customer, I could see my car backing out. And so I went on ahead, served the customers that was in my line, and I hurry up and I called him. I said, bring my truck back, because I had an SUV at the time. I said, bring my my truck back and park it and bring my keys inside. And then when you're dealing with these crackheads and these narcissistic people too, they're just like kids. There's some maturing that you gotta take care of, because you gotta tell them when to bathe their butt. You gotta tell them how to act right. You gotta tell them to get dressed. You gotta tell them everything. So you ain't got yourself no man. You got yourself another child. That's what I had. I had another bill, another child, and my son was way younger than, and he was way more mature than the crackhead, but anybody is, because they ain't in their right mind anyway. But it was just some things she was saying in that video that sparked up a whole bunch of stuff that I remember going through myself. She was like, when they take your money, they don't just take a little bit of your money, they take all your money. So I got a story about that. So at this time, me and the crackhead is living with some other people or whatever. Basically the people who supply him ended up having a nice house or whatever, and we was renting a room from them. When I tell y'all I rode till the wheels fell off, I was down in the trenches with these men, not only the crackhead, but even with the narcissist and everything. I ride till the wheels fall off, but that's why your girl ain't like that no more. We ain't riding till the wheels fall off. We ain't gonna stay until you trying to get better and you ain't showing me no results of you getting better. I'm not gonna keep wasting my time till you decide that, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself together now. No, I'm gonna go ahead and exit stage left, and if you want me, then you know what you need to do. Not saying that a man gotta change himself for me, but if you want to be in my life, there's certain things that I'm gonna have and certain things I'm not gonna have in my life. And so if that don't work for you, there's the door. Go ahead and go. I'm not holding you here hostage. I'm not saying that you got to be with me, because you can go be with somebody who will allow you to do whatever it is you want to do to them, because I'm not her no more. I was her, but I'm not her no more. So, like I said, I was down in the trenches with this man. So now I'm staying at the house where the people are supplying him with his stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it was actually somebody I knew, and it wasn't crazy like you're thinking, like, oh, so you're living in a crack house and all this and stuff. No, it was actually a nice house. It's just that they would serve him while we were living there, and he would do a little side work around the house. All of the crazy crackhead foolishness and shenanigans, I went through all of that. He walking around cleaning the house all high and stuff. Like, he used to agitate me. Like, if he came in the house and I'm minding my own business, he always came and did something to irk my nerves. Like, at the time, I smoked cigarettes and I drank. So he would come from outside. I'm chilling, watching TV, smoking my cigarettes, drinking my drink. And he would come, I would have everything sitting on the table how I want it, but he'll come in the house and rearrange my stuff. Might take my ashtray with the cigarette still lit in it way across the room, and then move my drink somewhere else, maybe go sit by the TV. Just dumb stuff that used to irk my nerves. If y'all going through this, put it in the comments and let me know that y'all done went through this dumb stuff that I'm talking about, and that you can relate to what I'm saying, because it's crazy. Yeah, you might say, girl, you could have left. I could have, but not when I thought love was all it took to keep these people and to change him around. Nah, I was all in. All the fake outs to go to rehab, I was all in for that too, because he was making me believe, you just gotta put me in the car and shove me through the door to the rehab, and that's the only way I'm gonna get in there, because I'll get to, like, the one I had, he was trying to be as honest as he could, but still, he do what he gonna do, but he gonna tell you about it because he's trying to be honest. And so because I'm telling you about it, you should take it light on me, and you should give me something because I didn't have to tell you. But I told you, you know, all of the craziness that you could think of. When she was talking, so much stuff was just coming back to me of what I dealt with. And so, back to the story. So, here it is. We living with these people or whatever. And like I said, they're the ones who serve him or whatever. Nice house. This don't look like no crack house or none of that stuff like that. This is a nice, decent house. Had a pool, everything. It was cool. It was good. So, like I said, the man's girlfriend was somebody that I knew very closely or whatever. Is the reason why I actually went and stayed in the place that we stayed at in the first place or whatever. And so I was paying her to, you know, to live there because I'm working 2 jobs. We just needed a place to stay, but I had the eviction on my hand, and so that's why I couldn't get my own place. And then with him being a crackhead, he's not reliable, and all his credit and stuff is messed up and everything too. And so that's where we was at, because we was homeless, living in the car and all that good stuff. And then this was his way of getting a roof over our heads or whatever. So one morning we get up. Now he done spent the last $40 that's in my purse. So this fool gonna tell me, because on the way to work every morning we stop by, we get gas and we get food, you know what I'm saying? We try to stretch that $40 to the next pay or till his little check come in or whatever, and we got some money in our pocket. So we stretching this $40, but he done spent this $40. So the 40 that I went to sleep knowing that was in my purse is not there anymore, okay? So we're headed to my job, and because I knew I had the $40, I was like, well, I'm gonna just hold off on breakfast and I'm gonna just get us dinner or whatever. So we riding, he's gonna say, go to McDonald's, I'm hungry, my stomach hurting, I feel sick, and this, that, and the third. And now I gotta cater to all of his side effects of him sitting up smoking all night, you know what I'm saying? But that's who I was, and so that's why he had the audacity to ask me to feed him, because that's what we was doing at that time. Your girl was gone, you know what I'm saying? So in love, that thinking that love gonna change him around, that, you know, this only temporary. All that nonsense that you can think of, yes, that's what I was thinking at the time. So he said, go over to McDonald's. And so we pull over to McDonald's, order the food, pull up to the window to go and pay for the food, and this fool say, drive off. I'm looking at him like, drive off for what? Because now I'm reaching for my wallet. Like I told y'all, he liked to hold my wallet and my phone, but instead my purse was down between his legs on the floor. And so I just needed to reach over and grab my wallet out my purse or whatever. So while I'm reaching for that, he says, pull off. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm still reaching for my wallet. He was like, pull off. So I pull off, and I'm like, what is your problem? Don't start this stupidness this morning now. I ain't got time for this. I need to have a clear head before I go to work. He was like, just listen. I'm like, oh, Lord. Here we go. What? He was like, babe, I don't want you to be mad at me. Now he want to bust out crying and all this here foolery. And I'm like, man, what? He was like, I took that $40 out your wallet last night and I went and smoked it. He was like, but the girl gonna give it back to you when you get home from work. You just don't have $40 right now, but you'll have it when you get back home. He was like, I'm sorry, I had to smoke. I started feeling sick, this, that, and the third. And when I started raising my voice again, man, he's like, but I ain't even have to tell you. You should be happy that I told you, because I could have just took it and pretended like I didn't know what happened to the money, this, that, and the third. So now you want to flip it on me? No, you were in the wrong, point blank, period. But that still wasn't enough for me to leave him. But after that situation, I did make an attempt to try to get away from him. But I did put that video on here too also. So when she said they take it all and don't leave you no crumbs, baby, he took it all and didn't leave me no crumbs. At least he replaced it. She did give it back to me or whatever, but it's still the point of like, bro, this ain't your money. I'm the one busting my behind. But at that time, that's not how I was thinking. I'm just like, Lord, I can't wait till this man get off these drugs, because ooh, I'm tired of it. But he wasn't never going to get no help. Not long as I was in his life, because I was an enabler. But I got to a point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm not giving up my money. I'd rather fight you. So I started suiting up and getting ready, practicing When he leave the house and he go smoke, I know he gonna need another hit. So he coming back home and he gonna be asking for money. So I'm working on my no game. Nope. Nope. I ain't giving you nothing. Nope. Nope. And when no ain't working no more, I'm ready to put my setup. I said no. So either we gonna fight or you gonna go figure out how you gonna get your money some other way. I said, but I'm not giving it to you. He was like, oh, so you want to fight? I do. Yep, because I ain't giving you a dime. He was like, it's all right, I'll find it. So that's when the process of tearing up the house, looking for it, and all this stuff would take place. No, that's crazy. But if you ever gone through this foolishness before, I'm telling you, or if you're going through it now, get out. Run fast, because they ain't going to rehab not long as you there. They ain't getting no help long as you there. And even so, because I know how you feel about that too. Like, well, if I let him go, he gonna get better, and then the next person come along gonna get the best of him. Baby, let them go ahead and get the best of him, because you done already got the worst of him. And if you keep staying there, he gonna do you in. And that's what you don't want. So go ahead and get away, because you're a supplier. They're not with you for love. They're not there because of, oh, they just gotta have you in their life. No, you are a great supplier, and they know how to push your buttons. And if I just do this one certain thing, she'll give me what I want. He'll give me what I want. And we'll turn our love on so strong, because we think that all I need to do is show them that I love them better than the last person loved them. The last person didn't show them that they care about them enough to actually want to get them the help. No, they probably did. They probably was trying their hardest to get them to go to rehab and get themselves together, but you can't force them to do it. You can't make them get the help. They gotta want it themselves. So get out of the cycle, because they're not gonna change, especially not overnight. You'll be waiting years and years and years, and that's why you'll find that a lot of people done dealt with narcissists for so long and addicts for so long, because you're waiting for the silver lining in the relationship, and it's never coming. Not with you in the picture. It may come with somebody else, and guess what? That's okay. That might been their life's plan path for them to get with that person, and they be better. But they took you through the things that they took you through because it was a lesson you had to learn. Everything I'm learning now is a lesson. Everything is a lesson. I've learned things from being with a crackhead. I've learned things from being with all these narcissistic men. I've learned so much about people just standing in your face and lying to you till their lips turn blue. I'm learning so much. Everything is a lesson. You just have to pick out the different things that you need to learn. Whatever you keep failing at and the tests keep coming back around the same exact way, that's the part you got to work on. That's the part you got to work on passing. So grab that thing and work on that. But don't let no narcissist and don't let no addict keep dragging you, making you think that they're going to get better, because they can tell beautiful lies too. And then just like they'll give you those moments where they're so beautiful and so wonderful to you, they treat you like somebody, they can turn that switch off and turn straight into a demon. I done seen it. I'm telling y'all, it's, if you in it and you thinking that you different than anybody else, you're not. Now when it comes to no addict and no narcissist, baby, you gotta let them people have their demons, and you move out the way, go do your healing, and move forward in your own life, because they will drag you down. And before you know it, you'll be either picking up the same demons that they got, which is the drug or the alcohol, or you'll be I lost my train of thought. You'll be picking up their demons, or yeah, you walk around here looking like them, a whole crackhead out here, because my physical looks had changed in all of those relationships, especially the drug addict relationship that I was in. I lost so much weight. I was stressed out. I wasn't eating as much because sometimes he would make me feel bad that I'm eating and he has nothing to smoke. Like, it was always a big deal when it came to me. Like, how dare you eat and I'm sitting over here feeling sick and I need to get high, but all you want to do is feed me? Because, sir, that's all I'm entitled to do, and really I ain't entitled to do that. I just felt like I was. I would do anything for him except for buy his drugs. I would feed him because I was trying to get him to, you know, get healthy or whatever. I put too much time and effort into that relationship for it to never change. And I heard that he might be better now, but I don't know how true that is because I don't talk to him anymore. But he's been on it for a very, very long time. And so the story that he originally gave me, he was making it seem like he had just started. But he has been doing it for a very, very long time. I think he had started at 17. That's really, really young to be starting on crack. But that's too young to be starting on anything, to become an alcoholic or a drug addict or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking the people who are on drugs, but I am trying to tell the people who are like me. You got this soft, kind heart. You're an empath, and you feel like, oh, if I just show them love and if I just care for them and try and help them, that they'll get better. No, those people will drag you down with them. They can see how good you are. They can see the help that you're trying to bring them. But if they can see that they can get you and take you by the hand and take you down that same dark alley that they on, they'll do that too. They'll do that too. So I'm telling you, get out the cycle and get out your heart thinking that you can change this person. I don't care how long you've been together. They ain't changed by now. They not gonna change. Not with you. So sometimes we gotta move out of people's way and let them have the things that they holding tight to. Because while you're pulling on the rope, they're pulling you in their direction while you're trying to pull them in your direction. But it looked like you going in their direction more than they're coming in yours. They'll give you just a little bit, loosen up the rope just a little bit for you to think that, oh, okay, I'm turning around. Then they snatch you right back over. And now you like, dang, I thought you was changing. I thought we was good. Yeah, I'm her. She me. Been there, done that. And I'm telling you, I'm doing better, way better, without them jokers in my life. The things that I have now, I could not have these things when I was with those people. Couldn't have nothing nice. She was saying also in that video that she was, you know, she had to hide all her good stuff. She couldn't have none of her good stuff out and all this and stuff. And I'm like, that's me. I couldn't even go on no trips. Now, if he was locked up, I could take all the trips I want to because I ain't got to worry about coming home and the TV not being there, or coming home and my son's game system is gone, or you know, shoes is missing and stuff like that. But if he was out and he was home and he was smoking, I would be in turmoil with anxiety because I just know my house gonna be empty when I get back. So I was offered to go on a free trip one time. I wasn't going. I wanted to go, but I knew if I went, because I already had to take inventory at home. Why am I taking inventory at home? I had to write down everything. Like, basically, I had papers of everything that was in my house that was of value to me, that I thought, you know, he could probably get some money for and sell. And the only thing I didn't take inventory of, that's what he was getting me at. But I was taking inventory of everything: toilet paper, clothes, shoes, TVs, forks, plates, all that good stuff. But you know what he was really getting me for? My groceries. Selling my meat. That's what I wasn't taking inventory of. My meat, the groceries in the refrigerator, because I had never seen him sell them. But then reality had kicked in that one time when we were staying at the hotel, he was telling me he was giving the food to the homeless people or whatever. But sir, you about homeless yourself, and you need all the food that you can get to put in your own belly, because you around here looking real skinty and you need some meat on your bones or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying, I didn't trip about him giving the food away because I don't mind feeding people or whatever. But let me know that it's not in there, so when I get ready to go and look for that or cook that, I'm not looking for it because I know you gave it away. So yeah, when we moved to our house or whatever, I wasn't taking inventory of the groceries because I wasn't thinking that he was selling the groceries to get what he needed or whatever. And so come to find out, yeah, baby, them ribs started being missing, the steaks started being missing, the pot roast started being missing. Them was hits. So I started watching. I would go grocery shopping, and every time I went and bought those shrimp and seafood, oh, those were the money getters for him. Seafood, shrimp, pot roast, ribs, sometimes chicken, but he don't get a whole lot for the chicken, but he get a whole lot for the steaks, the roast, the seafood, and all that good stuff. So anytime I went grocery shopping or whatever, if I bought those things, shrimp, oh, he must was getting the top dollar for them shrimp or something, but that's what he was always taking. So I called on to what he was doing, and so I'm like, I was about to get to a point where I'm like, if I leave the house, I need to go and take my, I did one time, but that's a whole nother video. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's a whole bunch of stuff that I went through with the crackhead, and she was not lying about anything that she was saying, because I went through a whole lot of the same similar things that she went through. It was so bad, y'all, that I was taking my meat, because I was a manager at 7-Eleven. I used to pack my meat up in the morning time, put them in Winn-Dixie bags, garbage bags, or whatever, and I used to take it and put it in the freezer at my job, just so I can make sure my meat is there, my grocery is there, so that way when it's time for me to feed me and my son, we got food in the house. Here he go calling me, what happened to all the meat? I got it with me. He was like, man, you tripping. Why you gotta take the meat with you and stuff? I say, cause you keep selling it, and you not finna sell no more of my meat. So if I gotta take it to work with me every time I leave the house, that's what I'm gonna do. So it's correct. If y'all living like that, I'm telling you, it's not worth it. It's not. Your peace, your stress, all that stuff. If you're doing these things or you've done these things, hit the comments and tell me y'all stories, because I'm telling y'all, it's real out here. But these people make you think that you can change them, you can fix them, you can help them, and they ain't doing nothing but manipulating you and lying to you. Because I was telling somebody, the crackhead told me one time that me and my son made him feel normal. When he's outside smoking and everything, he feel like a crackhead. But when he come home and he see a family setting, he see me and my son going around the house doing family things, you know, I'm cooking, I'm talking and playing with him and stuff like that, he loved that because it made him feel normal when he was around those things or when he was with me and stuff like that. But I can't be your normal. You got to find your own normal. You out here smoking crack, how normal do you expect to be? You ain't gonna be too normal, except for when you're sober. But in those sober times, you sick, so you're sleeping all day. You're not a person when you're sleeping all day. You're just a zombie. That's it. You wake up, you go find another hit. Now you're up for days, and then once that high go down, you crash, and then you're out for just the amount of days you was high. So I'm telling y'all, it's crazy. I know people probably thought I was on drugs too, and that's what she was saying. I guess what made her put the video out is that people kept telling her that she looked like she was on crack, and then I think her husband was online telling people that she was the one who was on crack and it wasn't him. But she showed her before she got with him pictures, and she showed her after she got with, well, while she was with him and after she left him, what she looked like. It's true, y'all. I went back to try to find my pictures and stuff, but all of those pictures of the person that I could not recognize in those photos, I deleted all that stuff years ago. Every time I got out of a bad relationship, I looked totally different. I did not look like myself, and so I always delete those pictures because I could see and still feel all the pain that I was in when I looked into those pictures. I came on here one time, I had ran across a picture that I had forgot to delete, and when I seen it, I could not recognize myself, y'all. I was literally on here in tears because I remember that pain and the stress and the anxiety that I was feeling at that time. I was sitting at the courthouse with the crackhead, and I was praying so hard that he got locked up. I had never prayed that he got locked up. I've always, you know, never wanted him to get locked up. But this one time that I wanted him to get locked up, he talked his way out of it. I was so mad and hurt. And he actually took the picture of me, and the smile that I gave was like, I really thought you was gonna go to jail today. That's what that was. And the trick was on me. Well, I guess the joke was on me, because he ended up going right back home with me, and we was back to the same shenanigans. And so I was just like, I need a break. I just wanted him to go to jail so I could have the break to get my mind back together, because I was losing it. You know what I'm saying? I had lost so much weight. You could see the hurt in my eyes, but I knew how to fake it till I make it. People was like, oh girl, you look so good, you losing all that weight. And I was honestly telling people, it's not happy weight, it's not good weight that I'm losing. I'm stressed out. It started spilling out of me. Like, I couldn't even hide it no more. I wasn't even lying to people like, oh yeah girl, I've been, you know, exercising and stuff. No, I wasn't. I was stressed out. And they would walk around here and say, girl, you look good. No, I don't. I might look good, but I don't feel good inside. I feel like crap. But when I seen that picture, I was like, dang, I was sick. I was stressed out. Like, you don't even recognize your own self no more. If you look back at those pictures, you look totally different when you was in that situation versus what you look like outside of that relationship. I'm telling you, after every last one of these toxic, crazy relationships, I bounce back and I look much better than, like they say, you get better with time. I had got better with time after I let go of that dead weight. I'm trying to tell y'all something. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, baby, let that dead weight go. Let that dead weight go, because it ain't doing nothing but pulling you down and making you feel and look like you one of them. And you deserve so much more. You're worth it. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You're handsome. Whoever, get out of the cycle, because you can't change anybody. You got to change yourself. When you change, everything else around you will change. I love y'all. Have a great day. Grow something. Be safe out there. Have a great weekend. Your girl is headed to her last week of school next week. So I am excited, because summer, here I go. Because I'm telling y'all, somebody better come get these children. Come get these children. Come get these children. Baby mamas and baby daddies, y'all time is back on, baby. Y'all can come get y'all kid for the whole summer. 2 months. I don't want to hear no Miss S. I don't want to hear no Miss B. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't even want to see them in the grocery store. I'm lying. I do. I like seeing them outside of the bus and everything. And, you know, I'm just joking. I'm just messing with y'all. But I am not playing. I'm ready for the end of the school year. I am. So y'all have a great night. I love y'all. Thank y'all for y'all time.